Hello, it's Jeff Romanchuk again with Everyone's Autistic. This video is a follow-up to the Prevalence article in our most recent newsletter, specifically on the one that singled out New Jersey. Now, New Jersey is one of the 11 sites that the CDC is tracking, um, but it's my personal favorite for a couple reasons. One is that when I was doing the original research in the 1990s on the different causes, is when the Brick Township thing broke in the not just the local news, but in the national and even international news about a higher incidence of autism in Brick Township specifically, and that led to a lot of changes. So that was one, but as I said, there are other reasons for New Jersey. But mostly what the research focuses on is um, what's in the water and what's not in the water, which was kind of interesting, um, and why population density matters. I mentioned a personal connection with New Jersey besides the Brick Township thing that made my original research kind of interesting and pertinent to the moment. In my early years, my school years, I spent pretty much every summer in New Jersey, so about a quarter of my life was spent there. And mostly I spent the other 3 quarters in Philadelphia, so the best quarter of my life was spent in New Jersey in my early years. I want to say that I highly recommend the Williams article, and definitely follow that link that I have in the current newsletter for Williams' article. He does a really good job of both what we tend to think about and things we don't think about, tracking the toxins in the water and the effect they have on our immune system, but also the helpful minerals that are in the water and may be taken out. I didn't really think much about that prior to reading the article, but a lot of the bottled water, the drinking water that we buy, they filter it, and a lot of times they filter the good and the bad. Specifically, he's talking about the sulfates in the water and why these matter, especially in utero. During the baby's development, the sulfates have a lot to do with how the neurons in the brain develop. And so to have low sulfates in the water, the mother not getting enough of the sulfates at that critical time, in Williams' opinion, is one of the contributors to autism and why Jersey has one of the higher rates of autism. So he's very thorough about the water too. I will say he didn't just say it's the tap water, the municipal water. He also looked at well water, even wastewater, other groundwater, and as I just mentioned, even bottled water, and bottled water sales in New Jersey. So that part was pretty interesting, and I definitely recommend it. The other thing going on is, except for Washington, D.C., Jersey is the most populous. Well, it's the most populous state, because D.C. is not a state, or not yet anyway. But New Jersey is the most populous state, and obviously autism is not contagious, although sometimes people would like to think so. But one of the things that matters as far as autism goes is like in the rural areas and in the urban areas, if there's something in the air or something in the water, it has an impact on more people. So the allergy and the autoimmune, the environmental causations of autism tend to be a little more pronounced in the areas that are densely populated. And that's been kind of interesting to track over the years as well, because when I did the research in the 1990s, the allergy, autoimmune etiology and the environmental etiologies were kind of just starting. I mean, they've been around since the 60s, but it not a lot of articles were attributing that as a cause of autism research, either one of those areas. So I'm kind of jazzed to see what the difference will be getting back into the research now for the years since the 1990s, as far as the autoimmune and the environmental impacts on causing autism. And I wanted to close by saying, I'll do more articles on that as I get the database up to date to let you know what's happening in the different etiologies, the ones that tend to stick around, like the one my wife and I, of course, are kind of partial to, the genetic etiology, since both of our children have autism. But I wanted to finish by saying that although New Jersey is special to me, it's not really special as far as autism goes. Autism, the growth of autism, obviously is not just happening in the United States, but worldwide. So it's not just New Jersey's problem, it's everybody's problem. And we'll be tracking it more for you, and keep up to date here on the YouTube channel and with our newsletters. Talk to you next time.